Okay, so according to the economic theory of mercantilism, which was popular at this time, a nation's power is based on its wealth. Rulers tried to increase the nation's total wealth by acquiring gold and silver and by developing and continuing trade. So, mercantilism provided opportunities for not only merchants to make money in the countries, but it also increased the rivalry between different nations. Several countries in Europe competed for overseas territory that could produce wealth. They wanted to acquire colonies in the Americas that could provide valuable resources such as gold and silver or raw materials. The colonies also would serve as a place to sell their European products. So, because of the theory of mercantilism, the British government passed the Navigation Acts, which directed the trade between England and the colonies. Colonial merchants who had goods to send to England couldn't use foreign ships, even if those ships offered cheaper rates. The Navigation Acts also prevented the colonists from sending certain products, such as sugar or tobacco, outside of the area that made up England's empire. So the colonists first accepted the trade laws because they were guaranteed a place to sell the raw materials. Later, the colonists came to resent the British restrictions because merchants wanted to make their own manufactured goods and sell the products where they could get higher prices. So some colonists ended up ignoring these laws, the Navigation Acts, and began smuggling, which just means to trade illegally with other nations. As you can see here in the images, you can see the colonists smuggling items into the colonies from ships from other areas. So controls on trade would later cause even more conflict between the American colonies and England, kind of previews the American Revolution. So it's important to talk about the balance of trade between imports and exports. Imports being things purchased from other countries that come into your country, export or things that go out of your country and are sold to other countries. So exports are selling, imports are buying, and in order to have a trade surplus, you want to sell more than you buy. If you have a deficit, you buy more than you sell. So this was important to Great Britain to have that trade surplus. They wanted to export more than they imported. So what were these exports and imports? The goods that exported to Great Britain from the colonies were things like fish, furs, fruit, rice, tobacco, indigo, timber, basically raw materials, and goods that were imported from Great Britain to the colonies uh, were manufactured goods such as machines, hardware, and furniture.